vision to reality, navigating the Nigerian startup and ecosystem. Please, a round of applause. You have eaten.
And this session will help us to look at some of those realities that founders who have gone ahead to not only ideate, but to some sort of bring out this solution that some of us already appreciate in the different, in our different spheres of life, how they have navigated this terrain, sustaining the businesses and thriving in the different ecosystems. So join me as I welcome two very, very, very outstanding entrepreneurs and that have done great things in our ecosystem in Nigeria and all across Africa. Join me as I welcome Mr. Ojima Benjamin Ufaruna. I'm sorry, but please join me and welcome him. This is the CEO of BioPower Incorporated. Ojima Benjamin is the co-founder and CEO of BioPower, a pioneering Nigerian company revolutionizing how people pay for electricity. With a technical background in electrical computer engineering, Benjamin co-founded BioPower to address the challenges of utility payments, leveraging technology to simplify processes for users. Under his leadership, BioPower has grown significantly, I can attest to that, expanding its services to cover most of Nigeria's electricity distribution companies and serving over 1 million users. He has previously worked as the CTO of Emerging Platforms Limited and lead developer at Rumflex. He further holds a specialization in strategy, global business, and sustainable business strategy from Harvard Business School and a Y Combinator alumni. Put your hands together for him. It's not easy to get into Y Combinator. Some of you here are looking forward to getting into Y Combinator, but yet we have somebody who is outstanding and has gone through all of that process. Join me and welcome Mr. Ayo Oluwa Ni Lola, CCO, Miva Open University, and CEO of the U-Lesson Group. Ayo Oluwa is an accomplished executive and technologist with over a decade of experience leading high-impact initiatives in Africa's media, fintech, and edtech sectors. He currently serves as the Chief Executive Officer of U-Lesson Education. He holds a bachelor's degree from Obafemi Awolowo University and a master's degree from the Open Window Institute for Arts and Digital Sciences, University of East London, and an executive certification from Harvard Business School. Prior to his current role, Ayoluwa led the product and operations teams as Chief Product Officer and Senior Vice President of Operations, where he spearheaded the development of the company's omni-channel products. He also served as Vice President of Content and Curriculum before joining U-Lesson Education. He held positions as VP of Design at TechPoint Africa and Creative Director at BioPower.ng. Ayoluwa is committed in harnessing the potential of technology for widespread societal growth. Put your hands together for this wonderful gentleman. Interesting, I'm the only female here. I feel left alone, but anyway, it's fine. So thank you once again, Triva Greek, and thank you once again, Abuja Tech Converge, for having me moderate this session. Maybe I should sit down with the rest of the team. Yeah, so briefly, can you just introduce yourselves again, what you do, and I want you to tell us why you started. Why did you start startup? You know, why did you go into this kind of, you know, I would define it as something like when you want to, you see where they are slaughtering people, and you voluntarily say you want to go and be slaughtered for the sake of so many people. So why did you start up in Nigeria? And why? And what has kept you motivated over time? And just introduce yourself along the line. Thank you. Maybe I'll start with you.
Okay. Thank you so much for the introduction and for the opportunity to be here this afternoon. Okay, so the question is a very interesting one around what motivates to start out and what has sustained till now. Um, Very important before I go ahead. So I'm not a founder of the company, unlike Benjamin, but I was part of the founding team. I moved back to Nigeria to help found the company, and I've been there now for about five years. And overall, I've been in the tech industry for maybe 14 years, so I know just a little bit about how things work. Okay, to answer the question, I would answer from two perspectives. One is personal, the other is a bit more academic. So the personal one, I grew up in very small communities, particularly I would say Oyo in Oyo State, very small place, about 500,000 people, I think. It's one of those communities, if you do something wrong outside, someone somewhere probably recognizes you and would have reported before you even get back home. And by the function of the society that it is, you find out the socioeconomic level was fairly balanced. Parents would work in similar organizations and companies, mostly in the civil service. Students or children will go to similar schools because that is what is around. Even the social gatherings are also similar. You will probably meet at the next wedding, at the next social function outside those other environments. But one thing also stood out as well. Because of these very similar experiences in education, in the social life, everyone was fairly at the same level. But as I grew up again in this community, I began to notice at some level, some families or individuals were a bit doing fairly better than the others. And it was a very interesting thing for me to understand why. We are all in the same place. Why are some people different? One thing I could pinpoint growing up was that I noticed this set of people doing fairly well in life as we grew up were mostly better in academics, one way or the other. Or the parents had invested in better academics from them, maybe sent them to fairly better universities, invested in maybe some lesson teachers to teach them after school. And you begin to see the ripple effect that this had on them. They were able to get into university much earlier. They studied the right courses. And again, as I grew, I noticed how just that one decision set them apart from everyone. So I took that. Of course, I'm not sure I knew I would have joined the company solving education back then, but that stuck with me and was a very important motivation for me. And when she was reading my profile, you'll see several, because I believed education is that one thing that can objectively move anyone or individuals or families from one level of social economic to the other for the better. So that's a fairly personal side of wanting to do this kind of business, the education business. The second one is a bit more academic. So there are several challenges that plague Nigeria today, and we are mostly familiar with them, from instability in some areas of the country, from electricity not being the most stable, even with the band A, B, and C, for several other things, from infrastructural problem as well that we have. In my mind, if we trace back all of this problem, how it can be fixed, it's mostly tied back to the level of education that exists in our society. And I'll give some indication and I'll give some very quick comparison on this. If you look at similar societies, I would say Brazil, around 220 million people, very similar to Nigeria, very diverse as well, culturally. Brazil right now, I'll come back to the number of universities they have. But in Nigeria, we are 200 million people. We have around 267 tertiary institutions already existing in Nigeria. Back to Brazil, if you had to guess how many universities exist in Brazil, it's a very far audience. I would have wanted to get our response to just guess. Right now, as of today, Brazil has 2,600 tertiary institutions for 220 million people. And this is where the problem starts and lies with Nigeria. The truth is that every year when students graduate from secondary school, they go through JAMB. Even though some would do well, some wouldn't, the truth is that our university system and tertiary institutions doesn't have the capacity to take everyone graduating out of secondary school. So every year, there's always a deficit of 1 million students compounding every year. And this is a major problem that has a lot of ripple effects in society. Back to what I do. So now I work at U-Lesson Group, and we mostly focus on using technology to solve this challenge of education in Nigeria. We have products from primary school, junior secondary school, senior secondary school, and even to the tertiary level with MIVA Open University. So I'll speak a little bit about MIVA and how it connects to the problem already highlighted. So MIVA Open University is an open university. So I mentioned we have 260 universities earlier. Most of these universities are traditional brick and mortar universities. So there's a building, you have to enroll, you have to go to classes. That is good, fantastic. The problem with that is there's a large constraint. There's just so many people you can fit into a room. There's just so many hostels you can build. There's just so many lecturers you can have paired to the students. It's not sustainable for the problem that we have. But open university is. Why? Because an open university is not bound by the same constraint. With a laptop with 5 O-level degrees, with a fairly stable internet, you are able to access some of the best lecturers in the country. You are able to attend master classes led by industry, taking advantage of technology in the comfort of your home. Even by doing anything else, you could still be working, you could still have other skills that you're acquiring on the side, but you can still enroll to an open university. And that is the beauty of the problem that we're solving. Although, yes, it might be financially very fulfilling thought that you are contributing to the betterment of a society. We launched fairly over a year ago. We've had 117 students applied and 5,000 enrolled. That number might seem very small, 5,000, but that is the quickest any private institution in Nigeria, tertiary institutions, has grown. And that can just give a picture of why. So yes, to answer the question again, beyond just the commercial part, I think finding a very strong purpose is very important in sustainability. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You have answered my question 1 to question 5, but I really appreciate that. And this is one thing with founders. When you give them the mic, they will explain all the problems. Nigeria is very problematic. So when you start explaining, you see yourself explaining everything that has brought you to this point, and you just want to tell us that the problem is really, really huge. And you see, one thing about education, and part of the problems they are solving, is that because of the trends today, many people think that education is a waste of time, right? And they tell you that you can just be a techie without going to school. The truth is that education is important. Even me as a person, I studied pharmacy in my first degree. I'm not practicing pharmacy, but it gave me the frameworks to which I look at life and address problems and see the solutions that follow after. So that
starting a tech business was never part of my original plan. I was always a career person. I rose through the ranks from an individual contributor to the chief technology officer of one technology company here in Abuja, and I was fully immersed in my career. But I've always been a big believer in the use of technology to solve practical local problems that impact on people's everyday experience. One thing, as a software engineer, you know that you work hard and you work late. So there was this constant nagging and recurring problem that I was personally experiencing at the time that really got me thinking, which was that because you work late and when you go to your house in the evening, you know, at the time it was maybe around 9 p.m. or something, you always forget to pay for your electricity token. And the reason was that the physical payment centers of the energy companies, they were typically open for very limited hours at the time. So it was between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. or something at the time. So so there are times where you are home and you don't have access to electricity, not because there's no power from the grid, but just because you don't have access for payment. And it wasn't just that, it was the fact that during weekends, if you go to the physical payment centers of these energy companies, you see these very long queues with people even standing under the blazing heat of the sun. Sometimes you even have to tip the cashiers to help you expedite processing. And that was like something that was interesting to me. And I worked in the same organization with my co-founder at the time, and we're thinking about it and like, why wasn't, maybe there were other professionals like us that were experiencing the same problem, and why wasn't anyone doing anything about it? And so again, we weren't trying to build a business or start a technology company. That's not what we're trying to do. We're just trying to solve a personal problem that was obviously impacting on a lot of people. So at the time, the questions we're asking was like, what was the real roadblock to implementing the solution? Was it politics? Was it the limitation of the technology that powered vending for energy companies? What was the biggest roadblock to implementing a viable solution? So that's how the side project, BiPower, that's how it started out. We had to figure out the technology bit, talk to people within the disco to understand their technology layer, their infrastructure, and then it took us about, I think, 8 months to figure that part out. And then the next thing was figuring out the business side, trying to get someone to listen to us, because we had figured out the technology, we had built out something that worked, and that's how BiPower. This is actually not even a business yet. It's just me and my co-founder, literally. We're the only people running the entire operations of the business. And so that was when it became clear to me that we were onto something serious and that we actually needed to invest in building a proper business. I'm sure over the course of this conversation, we'll talk about the capital part of it. Yeah, but that's the story of like how ByPower started.
Yeah, thank you very much. Put your hands together for him. And I think I like the fact that he wasn't trying to make money, he was solving a problem, which is what Akin alluded to, that it's not about the tech, it's about the solution. Be a person who is a problem solver. Identify the problem and then get to solving. Sometimes we've not even solved. We just want to be part of Tech Bro raised $100 million and $500 million. I mean, some people are in for that, not knowing that you have, the moment you solve a problem using technology, you have signed up for a life of consistent dragging and so many other things, right? So I'm sure we'll hear from them. Nigerian startup ecosystem, back to you, Mr. Ben. Ecosystem presents unique challenges, and I would say numerous challenges. What has been the most difficult obstacles you faced? Can you tell us one incident that you faced and it was really difficult for you, and how you came out of it, if you don't mind sharing? Thank you.
There's a very, very long list of challenges in this environment. Obviously, like I mentioned earlier, when it was clear to us that we were building a business, we had to raise capital, right? Initially, we were bootstrapping up until that time. Like, we used my savings and that of my co-founder to run operations up until that time. But as the scale increased, we had to do more transactions. We had to do pre-funding with some service providers. We had to hire a fair set of support employees. And so it became clear that we needed to inject external capital. And that was one of the toughest experiences of my life. First of all, I didn't even know. So you have to understand that back at the time, we didn't have things like accelerators in Abuja. We didn't have any of those angel investing. Everything was just, at its early stages. So I didn't even know how to pitch. So it was really tough trying to figure out how to raise capital. So, I started from, within my immediate network. I wanted to get close to HNIs that could listen to, because I feel like the biggest proof that a business model works is in traction, right? And there was actual traction at the time. So this were it was something that was beyond our capacity to handle as a three-man team then. So, we started pitching, and of course we got very, very horrible terms from, there was someone that actually asked for 80% equity at that time. So it was really it was a tough experience. Eventually, I got, I think we were one of Paystack's first customers at the time. So I got talking with him, and he told me about this thing called Y Combinator. And I just randomly applied for it. It wasn't serious. But I was shocked that I think the model then was that you have to go through an interview stage before you are invited for a physical interview at Silicon Valley in California. But actually, the application just went from application straight to acceptance for interview, and I was blown away. So when we were accepted, the challenge I had was we didn't even have money to travel, right? So there was no money to travel. So how do we even solve this problem? So we wrote back we don't have money to travel. So I think they were able to send us like virtual cards at the time. We used it to book our flights, and that was how we went to YC. Now, so raising capital was eventually, like, it's a long story. I don't talk through the entire details, but raising capital was one of the biggest challenges. And eventually, our acceptance into YC helped us turn things around. The second thing was that trying to build trust in a skeptical market. So you have to understand that at that time, electricity payment was a deeply ingrained traditional process, right? People had to go through these physical centers where all of these things I just explained happen. So trying to convince them to switch to a digital model, right? A digital-only model for something as critical and as sensitive as that was like initially challenging for our first set of customers, right? So we actually did things that don't scale at that time. In other words, like what we used to do then was like we go physically to these payment centers. We talk to people. You don't get everybody to use it. Some people try it out, and some don't. But we're getting feedback from users and iterating. Some of the best ideas that we implemented at the time were from actual users. So eventually, we got wider adoption, and then we were able to focus on user education that time. Remember, you're trying to change a traditional process and reliability, because like if you're going to depend on a digital solution, then you had to take care of those two things. The other thing that was a challenge too was adapting to evolving user demands, right? That's one thing that was a challenge. So in one of the verticals, so we operate in a bunch of verticals that's beyond our consumer and enterprise solutions. But in one of the verticals that we operated, we had a solution for gated communities, real estate companies, and facility managers. The hurdle came when we realized that we had not even scratched the surface of what the market needed. So what was going to be our reaction to that? So do we build from scratch? So we had to make a very bold and necessary decision to acquire a startup locally here. Right? So we had to acquire the startup to consolidate our operations in that vertical and to help us respond to the evolving customer needs and demands. And that sort of like forced us to think beyond product innovation to operational innovation, which is like, how do you rethink how you execute and integrate at scale, right? So yes, those are some of the challenges.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think as a startup, you never stop ideating, re-ideating, and moving. One of the things I want to get from this panel is that as we are coming down, I want some people or somebody to take home the fact that it is possible. These are real human beings building things that have been sustainable in Nigeria, and the market has favored them. Nigerian market can favor you and it can punish you, right? So these are people that the market has actually listened to. It's not easy building a startup. Let me just tell you. Let me clear your minds. In case you think it's a jolly easy, the satisfaction is the fact that you're doing the Lord's work and the fact that you can sleep at night, right? Knowing fully well that you're providing jobs and doing so many things and you have something that keeps you going. However, the hassle is so much, especially because the Nigerian tech ecosystem is not mature and optimized enough to cater for some of these things. And just to pick from what Mr. Ben said, he said something around, he started in his room. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Because Jeff Bezos started in his garage. what's his name? The Microsoft guy started somewhere very, very odd. Jesus was born in a manger. So I think some of these things start from very, very unassuming places. And you have everything that you need, right, to start. So go ahead and start. And then he said the challenges came when they needed to scale. That's another thing you need to write down. At the point you need to scale, do not bother about certain things until you need to scale. Ideate and have a solution that at least one person can use. If now you are smiling with 10 people around you and they say, it's a great idea, but would they download your app when you make it? So that's where you start to face your very present challenges. And I hope you can stay true from that. So just to Mr. Ayo here, what has your experience been like securing funding for the business? And what are the biggest challenges you faced in attracting investors? How can startups make themselves more attractive to investors, given the unique risks and opportunities in the market, and what alternative funding sources have proven valuable in scaling your business? It's a
loaded question.
It's a loaded question, you want.
Okay, I will try to answer as much as I can.
Yeah.
So the question is around what are the challenges, what has my experience been in raising funds from investors? To kind of tie into your last point and also to Benjamin's story, I would say during this process of fundraising, when you haven't raised the funds, you have to stay very small and nimble. So I'll give an example. So the U-Lesson group did not start in Abuja or Lagos, where it exists today. We started in Jos. Jos was a very nice place. Also, Jos was a very affordable place. Rent was affordable. The lifestyle of the employees were more affordable. You could afford to pay lower, and they still had like very good life. So that was a very important strategy for us pre-fundraising. We were in Jos, we were doing the work. It wasn't as easy because we would not have had access to talent and a couple of other infrastructure, but that worked. So staying in that location, staying in that place really worked pre-funding. So let's go to the question now. So how then do you, what were the challenges? It's very critical and it can be very, very challenging to raise funds. But I would like to say it was very difficult for U-Lesson because it wasn't. It wasn't as difficult as it would be for other startups or for other companies. So what I would share would mostly be what did we do and why wasn't it as challenging as it would seem. So the first thing we did was to make sure we were solving a critical problem. There were several problems you can solve. There are several products that can be developed. But at the time, and very similar to Benjamin as well, the products we were working on did not exist in that market. So one, we had no competitor to even compete against. So even investors even come to have conversations, you could compare us to guys in India, in US, but in Nigeria, we were dominant. We could say this is what was working and this is what would work. And it was a very critical problem. It was education. At the time, it was K-12. We were trying to democratize having access for students to be able to get access to very good teachers across the country. So the strategy then was to develop high-quality content. So we animate content, we record them in the studios. Again, don't let me go into the operational stuff. So the first thing we did was to make sure we were solving a critical problem. We had looked at the market, we had looked at the people, how much we could afford, and we understood that we were sure, we had all of the data to be sure we were solving a critical problem. So again, my advice would always be, before we go into funding, do your background, do your homework, be sure what you're solving. So I saw the guys on stage pitching, and that is fine for this stage. This is very important. But in real life fundraising, this doesn't work. You have to be able to have answered all the questions, even the ones they would not ask. You have to have the answers already detailed. So the first thing I would say is solving a critical problem. That worked really well for us. The second was having a passionate team. The journey of a founder is a very lonely one and it's a very challenging one. The best thing that you can do in the early days if you don't have a co-founder, and even if you do, you want to begin to find a way to get other people that share the same passion, that share the same belief, and they are willing to begin to work with you. Because again, talking about investors now, investors during that conversation want to know there's a plan. This money is not just for you. You're not just going to pocket the money and jackpot or something. There are people working here. There are people equally passionate. There are people that believe in this as well. And the profile of those people also matter. So you have people in critical points of the operations and the business. So that's really worked well for us. And lastly, and it can't be underestimated, ULESSIN was founded with a founder that has a track record of existing businesses and giving back investors money. That alone opened doors that I think new founders, first-time founders would not be able to. So for us, yes, I can acknowledge the difficulty in raising funds, but again, it has not been as difficult for us as it would have been for first-time founders. So I think that's the truth about that.
Yeah, thank you very much. I just wanted to say that this is a very beautiful thing, but personally, to add to that, my own experience is the truth is that it is very tough to raise funding for a Nigerian or even an African startup. And let me give you numbers. This month alone, Africa raised about $180 million, 29% less than last month. The entire year's average is going to be lower than 2023 and lower significantly by 2022. What that means is that funding into Africa is drying up. I'm not trying to scare you, but what I'm trying to tell you is that it is war, right? Because the same funds that you are chasing, hopefully you meet me in the sector, we will chase the same funds. And at that point, I'm not going to look at your face, right? That, oh, maybe you're a first-time founder, I should give way. Most of the men here that are in agriculture, they don't look at my face. They hassle it with me in the workspace and in the ecosystem. So first of all, you, even after getting your problem right, I mean, people like ULESSIN, I don't want to say that it's still difficult, but they had it when it was a bit easier to raise funds. But right now, coming in as a founder, there's no longer free money. You can have your problem right, you can ideate your problem correctly, you can have the strong team, be solving the problem and still not raise funds. And that is the reality of today's market. So first of all, you have to know as a founder that your idea is your idea. Building a team and having the emotional intelligence to know that you need finance people, you need all the other people, marketing or whoever, even at a very, very small scale. Tell them that this is a startup and you guys are in it together. Because what was required of a startup now to give them money is 10 times what investors require. So before they can give you money to go and make the idea become a reality, and thank God to what the team is doing today, giving you an opportunity to pitch. These things are limited. What you need to find is accelerators. People like Cynthia doing amazing work with the SDC school, so that you can learn and prepare yourself, pitch, get corrected, flop, they give you advice, and if you have enough, firepower within you to go and now face real investors to raise money, I applaud you, by all means go, but it is war, people, right? So I just wanted to add that.
Yeah,
so
sorry.
Yes.
And just to add on that as well, and this is not to discourage, but founding a company and raising funds is not what I would always advise people to do. And this is a very sincere recommendation or advice. I always say, if it's possible for you to work in somewhere,
exactly,
gain experience, work with other people, learn, survive, before you get out of school and you think this is the holy grail, you have to do this, like do or die, you must raise this fund. There are better experiences, there are better roadmap to achieving the same goal. So again, it's very important the work we are doing here today, this pitching, very good experiences, are very good, catching them young, very good doing this, but again, it's not a bad thing to want to work with a buy power for some time. To want to work with a new lesson before going back to the market.
I mean, like, partner with people. What I used to tell young people, I'll tell them, if you have a solution that can be sold to like a Tribe Agric or any company, first of all, and they like it and they start to use it and they want to employ you, from there you can learn the rudiments and even, follow the CEO for 1 or 2 occasions. You build your capacity, right? Because studies have shown that people who are experienced from previous startups end up, having enough firepower for the journey. Sometimes you go with your energy, and trust me, your energy is not the energy of the person who wants to invest in you, and they end up discouraging you, and then you don't have that firepower again. Nigeria, I was looking at the records. In 2022, Nigeria has only 591 startups, right? And we are so many. We have 200 million people. That means startups can come out every day. Everybody here can create a startup. But sadly, we don't have those opportunities to give you smooth funding. Maybe you want to start, I'll give you $50,000 or so. It's not there. Go to accelerators and get information. Be in all those meetings. You're young. This is the time to engage. This is the time not to sit down in your room and be waiting for information to get to you. Get out there, get the information. There is Y Combinator, there is this, there is that, there is that. Make friends with people who are already talking in that light. Even though they talk about Jeff Bezos and they've never seen him before, talk about it, right? One day you will have the energy to be there, right? So I want to ask if there's a question, any question from the audience right now for any of our panelists. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Let's not sleep. Some of us are sleeping. All right, we have a question.
Thank you. It's for Power. Simple question. How are you able to navigate AEDC? It's a very major one, because again, I just don't know. I don't want to go there. I want to really learn how you're able to navigate AEDC, because I don't just want to go there. Thank you.
Okay. I can't say anything bad about my partners, right? So essentially, it was, first of all, when you have a problem, right? The starting point is always within your network, right? Like, that's always the starting point. The question we needed an answer to at the beginning was, how do we get the right ears to listen to our value proposition, right? So, and then we started asking. So I think, like, I remember that at the time we went to almost 5 different public sector offices. Like, we're being bounced off from, oh, I know this person that knows this person, and eventually, one of those contacts knew someone within AEDs. Because, like, what we just needed was the opportunity to pitch the solution that we had, right? And I still remember, like, it was even a Hausa man. We spoke to him. He said, like, look, just go. If it's yours, it will happen. If it isn't yours, it wouldn't happen. And that was it, literally. So we were able to navigate accessing a contact within AEDC through our network. So it was through, like, from person to person. Oh, I know this person that knows this person, and eventually landed within AEDC. So essentially, that's literally what happened. I don't know if that answers the question.
You really cannot talk bad about your partner.
Public, like.
Yes, exactly. Do we have any questions again from the audience? I can see some questions at the back.
Yes, but unfortunately, we've reached our time. I'm so sorry, Dana. I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
amazing.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, everybody that has a question. Sorry, put your hands together for them. So sorry about that. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry, please. Please, let's put your hands together for them. Let's take a picture. We want to take a picture together. Please, let's put our hands together for them. No, I don't treat a lady like this. I'm so sorry. All right, please put your hands together for them. Put your hands together for them. You guys are not clapping again. Are you tired? All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your insights. It was amazing. It's been amazing having you guys here. All right, so please check around if you can see the second microphone. Just look around if you can see the second microphone, and just wave it. We've been looking for it since. All right, so come on. So the next activity, please, if you're at the back, please let's all have one house here. We're about to do something very important. Who can remember what we said at the beginning of this session? We said everybody should open a crossed bank account, and you get a chance to win 20,000 naira. Please put your hands together for crossed. So since we are about to round off the event, we are going to be calling out the first set of winners. So we have been able to find out 10 people that created an account. We are going to call people out to do a raffle draw to choose the first 10 people that will win 20,000 naira. Put your hands together for them as they come forward. Put your hands together for crossed bank. Put your hands together for crossed bank. Put your hands together for crossed bank. I will invite Dr. Lekon Tobe to come and help us pick the first 10 people. Put your hands together for him. Put your hands together for him.
Just put your hands together for him and pray that your name is picked. 10, please. Let's have the first 10. We still have 10 more people that will go after the panel session. We have one more session and then we're done for the day.
Just be saying your prayers so that your name will be there. Put your hands together for him as the
It's
kids
time for your mother's
If you
prayers
clap
to work
loudest,
for you.
maybe they'll pick your name. You don't know.
All right, sir. Let me get those.
All right. As you can see, it was a fair decision, though. We just
As
randomly
you can
picked.
see.
There was no favoritism. There was no nepotism. Okay. Are they up to 10? This looks like a lot, too. All right. Let me invite. Okay, Mr. Tivas, let me invite Crossed.
Crossbank,
Please.
please.
Crossbank, please come up and present. I'm inviting Nonso up. Nonso, please come up. Please put your hands together for him. Nonso is from Crossbank. Please put your hands together for him.
Please put your hands together for Nonso. Thank you very much. Please put your hands together. Please clap louder. Encourage him better. Thank you.
Okay. So we'll be fair. What we decided to do was to show what the numbers look like. Please, those on the media, can you scroll to the left so we see the serial number? That should be on column A. Like scroll to the left. Okay, exactly. So what number was picked? Sorry, I don't have it. What? Okay, I'm to pick. Okay, sorry. Okay, yes, okay, I get that. The first number here is number 3. So the phone number for number 3 is 090-354-59809. If that's your number, can you?
Please, if that looks like your number,
Can you come
number
forward? I can't see anybody.
090-354-59809.
Please, if you don't indicate, okay, please come forward. Clap for her.
Please put your hands together for her. Put your hands together for her.
Is
When you come out here, you will call my number. You will flash me so that I can confirm.
Is number 52. Please just scroll down 52.
Put your hands together for her. Please put your hands together for her.
Okay, the number is 0906 4311408. 0906 4311408.
Please put your hands together for her. Look at the second winner.
The third winner is number 18. Number 18. The number is 0906 924 6081. 0906 924 6081. Please clap for them as they come forward. The next number is number 47. Number 47. Number 47. Be praying, oh. Your number might be the next.
Please put your hands together for them. Put your hands together for them.
Number 47 is 08133042970. 08133042970. Who is the person? Okay, the person is coming forward. The next number is number 67. Do we have a 67 on that list? Okay, so we'll have to pick another number because I actually don't think we had a 67.
Put your hands together for them. We can see 3 ladies and 1 guy.
53, the next number is 53.
Number 53.
0907 8375 811. 0907 8375 811.
Please, if that sounds like your number, you can come forward.
If you've not, let me just quickly say this, if you've not funded your accounts, we are still coming back for another round of 10. Remember, it's only those that funded their accounts that we are calling up, not all those that created the account. So number 40 is the next number. Number 40 is 08100348109. 08100348109. Who's the person?
Please put your hands together for her.
Is she the one? If the number is not here, we'll pick another person. So I want to believe that person is not here. Okay, we'll pick another number. Number 32. That's a very thoughtful one. Our MD has we will have to confirm the phone numbers. So somebody will come forward and in case, just for verification. We are a bank, we do a lot of verification. Number 32. Number 32 is 9166514923. 9166514923. Who is the person? Some people are missing. Hey, these are people who used to miss their.
Put your hands together for her. She's at the back.
Okay,
she has her fans too.
Woo! Okay, we'll be a bit faster now. Number 13. Number 13. 09066224557. 09066224557. The next number is number 30. The number is 0814 081 0798. 0814 081 0798.
We have to refilter this list. Sorry, no. So I don't like the fact that there are like more women. There's just one guy. Like there's just one guy. Clearly something is wrong. No. Clearly, there's clearly something.
Cross is all about
there's clearly
gender inclusion.
This is what. This is the opposite of gender inclusion.
All right, the next number is number 55. Number 55, 55.
If there's another female, we'll redo this list.
07071559672. 070
For our guy, who is the guy?
71559672.
Put your hands together for the guy. We
Okay, the
finally
last
see.
number here is number 51. Number 51. 0913-7633223. I call it again, 0913-7633223. Please, let's jam our hands for
Put your hands together for them. Put your hands together for.
and for crossed MFB. It's not easy.
Thank you. Please put your hands together for our lucky winners of 20,000
20,000 naira each.
20,000 naira each. Please put your hands together for Crossed Bank. Please put your hands together louder. Maybe you'll be in the next batch.
The only thing I don't like is that they're just two guys, like 20%.
I stand for
guys.
my women. You
It's
did
either
amazing.
That, is it that you
Picked.
guys don't? Either that you guys don't listen to instructions, or the guys are broke. People do not fund their account. Well, I don't know why there are 8 women and 2 guys. It's annoying me so much.
Shall I open for them now? Phone their accounts.
Shola has left the group chat.
Help the men, help the men. All right, thank you very much. So we're going to have another raffle draw. We're going to have another set of winners. But now we're going to have the last panel session for today.
Sorry, Joshua. So the winners just follow me. We'll just confirm your tags and then we'll get credited immediately. So thank you. Please put your hands together for
Please
them.
follow Shola to the back. Thank
These
you
are
so
winners
much.
for the first.
Please put your hands together for the winners. All right, so for our last panel session for today, I'm going to be inviting Mrs. Ufoma Emonena. She's the Partnerships Manager for Hello Tractor Nigeria. Ufoma Emonena is a seasoned fundraising and partnerships professional with nearly a decade of experience enabling organizations to achieve transformative impact across the public and private sectors. She has successfully raised over $4 million for initiatives driving, exactly, it's a good place to clap, $4 million for initiatives driving economic growth, sustainability, and innovation. Currently, she spearheads partnerships and fundraisings at Hello Tractor Nigeria, a trailblazing agri-tech company enhancing agricultural productivity in Africa through cutting-edge mechanization solutions. Through Hello Tractor's innovative mobile app, accessible financing options, and comprehensive training programs, the company is breaking down barriers and unlocking the potential of mechanized farming, especially among youth and women. To date, Hello Tractor has digitized over 1 million farmers and serviced over 4 million acres on the continent. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as I welcome on stage Ufoma Emonena, speaking on the topic, digital infrastructure as a catalyst for economic growth. I beg your pardon, she's moderating this session actually. Please put your hands together for her as we welcome her on stage. Please keep clapping. Keep clapping. Thank you so much. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm excited to be here and to be moderating the panel discussion on digital infrastructure as a catalyst for economic growth. In today's global economy, as we all know, digital infrastructure is not just a luxury anymore, but it's a critical driver for economic growth and economic development. And that's why we're here today. We have an esteemed number of panelists who have like a wealth of knowledge, that they are going to share with us today. To start with, I will introduce our first panelist, Mr. Aminu Bakori, who is the founder and CEO of Sudo Africa. With over 7 years of entrepreneurship experience, Aminu Bakori leads Sudo Africa, which is a Nigerian-based API platform, enabling businesses to issue and manage customized physical and virtual debit cards efficiently. Sudo Africa is known for its innovative approach to card issuance, reducing the traditional weeks-long process to just a few days. Please, let's give a round of applause as we welcome Mr. Aminu Bakori to the stage. Our second panelist is Dr. Lekon Tobe, who is the country director for HEFA International. Dr. Lekon Tobe is a seasoned change agent and results-driven professional With over 28 years of experience in the agricultural sector, he currently serves as the country director for Nigeria at HEFA International, a global organization dedicated to ending hunger and poverty while promoting environmental stewardship. Dr. Lekon Tobe is recognized for his ability to assess operational needs and develop cost-saving, value-for-money innovations that drive improved outcomes. Please, let's give a round of applause for Dr. Lekon Tobe as he walks to the stage. Our third panelist is a woman, Mrs. Oiza Nicholson, who is the country director for Palladium. Oiza Nicholson is a dynamic leader with over 18 years of experience driving operational expansions, securing, designing, and executing multi-year sustainability and social impact programs in the international development sector. As country director for Palladium in Nigeria, she oversees a $300 million portfolio and a country platform with 350 staff, and she has managed an over £300 million FCDO portfolio. Please, let's give a round of applause for Dr. Oiza Nicholson. And our final panelist, Mr. Peter Buno, who is the Global Growth Lead for Lead Intelligence LLC. Peter Buno leads global growth at Field Intelligence LLC, a tech-driven pharmaceutical distribution company. Field Intelligence focuses on transforming Africa's fragmented pharmaceutical landscape by leveraging data-driven solutions to improve access to medication across Nigeria and Kenya. The company serves over 1,630 retail pharmacies and is committed to addressing the gap in pharmaceutical supply chains in the region. Please, let's give a round of applause for Mr. Peter Buno. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Right into it. So our first question is to each and every panelist. How do you see digital infrastructure acting as a direct catalyst for economic growth in Nigeria and in other emerging markets? Which sectors do you think benefit the most from improved digital infrastructure? So we'll start with Mrs. Oiza Nicholson and then to each panelist.
Okay, thank you for that question. I didn't quite know, I'll just say I didn't know how much the other panelists were going through with the lights here. So I really commend you, but back to the question. Digital infrastructure as a catalyst, I think it is an enabler. I remember last week we were at the State House where the Vice President launched the Economic and Financial Inclusion 2030. And that's huge. But in as much as this is an ambitious goal, right? But we can't do it without the digital infrastructure and, of course, the power. So both power and digital infrastructure are enablers, right, as catalysts, as you said. So in terms of the benefits of that, I mean, financial inclusion immediately is one. We know that there are all these the mobile banking now that's able to reach unserved populations that the traditional banks have somehow ignored because of a lack of innovation previously. So it ensures that not only are you able to reach before untapped communities, but even those that are traditionally marginalized, like women, are suddenly come into that network. And then importantly, I think it boosts productivity. So it's relevant in every sector that you look across. I don't think that it's just one sector, it cuts across. Is that important? Whether it's in the agricultural sector, providing information to farmers, whether it's in the health sector, where there's the advent of telemedicine, but more importantly, you will know that, the organization I work for, Palladium, we develop social impact solutions, and one of the sectors that we're working is within the health sector. Now, in terms of digital infrastructure across the health sector, you don't have electronic patient records. And so providing integrated health is very sort of fragmented, right? But in other societies, maybe in the West, you have that, you can walk into, if I take the UK as an example, you can walk into any of the hospitals and your records are there. So you start to see that it's so important, and that I don't think there's any sector that's not touched by it. And then in terms of entrepreneurship as well, it allows SMEs to be able to, or businesses, right, to be able to trade online and to be able to access global markets. And importantly, you know, when we talk about data security, what consumer is going to want to maybe buy your products if they can't pay for it online and ensure that their data and record, their personal data is safe. So really it does cut across. Maybe in answering your other question, I've kind of answered it in terms of the sectors. So I'll just pause there.
Thank you so much for that. I really like how you emphasized catering to like marginalized communities, catering to women, because we know like traditionally those are sectors that have been undertapped, sectors that have been, or groups rather, that have been underserved. Yeah, so I really like that. Mr. Lekontobe.
All right. Thank you, Triva, Greek, and everyone that's here for organizing this. And I'd like to just build on what Oiza responded to. It's not different. What I will say is not different much from that. But I'll be a bit selfish in terms of what sector. If we look at the landscape of Nigeria now, where digital infrastructure has been more pronounced, I can say maybe in agriculture it's been more pronounced. And that is for good reason, because where the gap lies mostly is in agriculture and in the rural area especially. And I think we can do more. We won't say that we're there yet. We've not arrived. We're just scratching the surface. But again, there's a nexus between all of the sectors. You know, if you address one, you'll probably touch on the others. For example, if you deal with digital infrastructure for health in rural communities, you probably have touched on education and agriculture. You know, so it doesn't matter where you start from. You provide digital infrastructure in the country. It is going to touch on every, because because there will be a ripple effect across the board for everyone. And it's going to impact the economy nationally, you know, and that, for us, we are just scratching the surface here. We're not there yet, but I think we are on the right path, you know, and we can only do this much, you know, to continue to make the gain that we have started.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Mr. Amino.
Hello. Okay. Thank you so much for having me. The two other panelists have tried to kind of explain it from, you know, different sectors and examples. I'll try to kind of be specific to a simple example that everybody will relate to. Okay. One key thing that I think a lot of people cannot be able to live with today is probably the internet. If you lose the internet on your phone, or you know, you are traveling, you are inside the train or in a flight, and you have zero internet connection, it feels very weird right now, most especially for the people who have younger ages. You know, you've lived all your life, almost all your life with internet, and it's kind of a basic necessity now for you to live with. So taking that as a typical example and, you know, having it in a rural community will greatly improve the lives of those people in those communities. And we're beginning to see it with something like, you know, DO satellites, that's the low orbit satellites. Today, for an MTN, a Glo to get to a rural community, it takes a lot of effort, from financial efforts to, you know, manpower to get there. And there are situations where certain places cannot be gotten to for security reasons. You know, the infrastructure can be there, but then nobody can be able to go there and actually work on that infrastructure. So as such, different other sectors struggle to serve those communities just simply because internet is not there. Yeah. I work in financial services. There is no way on earth I will be able to work in those places with no internet. Yeah. a U lesson, for example, cannot be able to work in those communities because obviously it works over the internet. Same thing with the university, right? Same thing with telemedicine, same thing with every other sector that you take. And I'm highly, highly interested in LEO satellites because I personally was able to get in touch with 2 different companies working on it. AST Mobile in the US and also Starlink, which is owned by Elon Musk.
Yeah.
So I kind of have a clear understanding about where they are going and how they are working on it. Imagine a world where zero infrastructure is on ground and every single phone has internet connectivity. That means in agriculture, for example, I can easily monitor the farmland. I can map it out. I can know, the growth rate of my farm crops, in the farm without being necessarily there. I had somebody from Hello Tractor, you can deploy automated tractors there and nobody needs to be there in that farmland and it will easily work. Obviously because of what? Just the internet.
Thank you for having me. I think the way I would approach it slightly differently is when you think about digital infrastructure is think about everything else that you will consider your typical infrastructure. So your roads, water, social services, and you need to make an analog of that or something like that in the digital space that can help you deliver a service or a product or deliver things for public good. And so if you think about it that way, it starts to look less ephemeral and starts to look more like how do we create essentially the way I would like to describe it, it's a pipeline where we can pull things through and people can access it on their phones, tablets, computers, however you think about it, right? I'll give a quick example with something we do at Field. It's called the NHLMIS. That's an acronym for Health Logistics Management Information System. What that essentially means is that Nigeria's public healthcare infrastructure, a chunk of that, and how you think about buying products, distributing products, and moving them around, rest on that one system. And if you track that from when it was launched till date, it saved north of $1 billion in both waste, but also expiries. And that's how I think about digital infrastructure is you implement a system, you implement a set of systems that then become enablers for you to do a bunch of things on top of them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I would say one thing that I picked out from the answers of the panelists is, one, digital infrastructure creates a ripple effect across industries, right? You create a system and then it works across different industries, different sectors. I'm also curious, Dr. Aminu, you mentioned about conversations you had with geosatellite companies, particularly Starlink. I'm interested in the conversation regarding Starlink. What was the outcome of that? Is there something that you think we should be looking forward to here in Nigeria?
I think one thing that I will say is direct-to-cell connectivity is something that the companies are working on. Today we're able to see Starlink terminals working for just internet, but then in the near future, I think a very, very near future, because both Starlink and AST Mobile are testing across the African continent as we speak right now for direct-to-cell. What direct-to-cell means is change it will have in the lives of those people. Like I said, healthcare can easily be there, education can be there, financial services can easily be there, because nothing stops it. And you have no concerns over, the cost of building the infrastructure or anything, because the mobile networks no longer necessarily need to have masts. So even from a health concern perspective, I could remember in my university, one of the key reasons why we had bad internet in school was because the school obviously said no network can put a mast in school. So imagine all of that is fully eliminated. And from your phone directly, you have MTN, you have Airtel automatically. And from my conversations with them, I am aware that all of the mobile networks in the country are actively working on it. So yeah, that's the change that we will be seeing.
Okay, that's good. Thank you very much. My next question is to Mrs. Oiza Nicholson. In comparison to other leading African economies, how does Nigeria's infrastructure compare? And what would you say are the most critical gaps hindering economic growth?
So if we take a country like, okay, maybe we start with Nigeria's infrastructure. I do think that there's progress. You know, we often say there isn't the infrastructure as it should be, but there's progress. We have a minister of the digital economy now that's, they're developing a digital economy and e-governance bill, right? To start to, will I say, create some kind of framework for how that sector will operate. On the one side, we talk about policy being important. I mean, that it's important. I think it's a step in the right direction in that I saw on LinkedIn, because I follow him on LinkedIn, and I realized that he's gathering and harnessing feedback from citizens. Now, in a different way. I mean, he put the bill, a draft of the bill online and was asking people to comment and provide input into that. I think that's certainly a step in the right direction, and that's so important to the infrastructure. Whilst the infrastructure isn't, say, if you're comparing it, say, to the global north in the West, it's not, we're not there yet. It's still quite expensive to pay for internet. We don't have the sort of fiber optics cable to the extent that we should. I think I was reading somewhere that Nigeria's fiber optic cable is about, at the moment, is it 41,000 kilometers? Please don't quote me. I was reading somewhere online. If you compare it to a country like Kenya, which actually apparently has less fiber optic connectivity than Nigeria, but however was able to drive the mobile, or was a front runner for the mobile money innovation through M-Pesa. And because I work in the development field, one of the questions that the development partners always ask is, well, why can't we have an M-Pesa in Nigeria? And you know, it was interesting, why couldn't we, right? In Kenya, they saw the need for it, and because they already had an established sort of telecoms company, this was, I think it was Safaricom, if I'm correct, there was already trust established, but more importantly, the government didn't make, will I say, the regulatory framework too cumbersome. So even though there wasn't too much of a framework there, but it didn't make it too difficult for it to penetrate. And so M-Pesa was able to gain that momentum. Importantly also, I don't think we should infrastructure is important, but it's important, please don't get me wrong, but it's not the be-all and end-all, because you consider a country like Kenya that doesn't have the extent of digital infrastructure that we have, but was able to drive M-Pesa. Why? Because it created an enabling environment, that's one. And then secondly, it looked for a low-tech option too. You know, sometimes we always think it's a high-tech option. And when I say high-tech, you know, I mean, as a layman, all the whistles and all the bells are on it. But from what I understood, the M-Pesa solution, why it gained so much momentum is that it had an offline kind of version, right? So they built for the context. It was very contextual. So I don't think that infrastructure is important, but I don't think it is the be and end all. There are also there are options to innovate within the context that you're in. Then you talked about the critical gaps. I mean, when we look at power, for me, that's a critical gap. Because if internet connectivity is it's a function also of having power. People can't get online if maybe, I don't know, if you can't charge your phone or you can't charge the laptop or whatever device you use to access the internet, well, that's a problem. The lack of regulatory reform, we talked about that. Maybe I should just go back on the power situation, in as much as problems themselves are an opportunity, right? So I would like to see, because as a sustainability and renewable energy enthusiast, I would like to see us adopting more solar-powered type solutions, you know. And importantly, a few years ago also, the government, I commend the government, they put out this off-grid, independent off-grid policy where they were now inviting independent companies to come and establish off-grid solutions within the 1 megawatt range. Now, that's a step in the right direction, but you can imagine if you're coming in as a business and you're limited to, maybe you're a power provider, a renewable energy technology power provider, and you have to create 1 megawatt grids. You know, if there are economies of scale in having a 100 megawatt build, but they were trying to, I think, also navigate the issue of the privatization of the power sector and the discos, the generation companies that already they've entered a PPP, they need to get their return on investment back. So they're trying to protect that. But I would like to see a future where we start to use renewable technologies a little bit more. Then there are other things. I'm sure the panel members that work in that space can talk about it. But I did want to particularly talk about norms, social norms. If speakers spoke about this previously, and I think the gentleman, the CEO of Biopower, talked about adoption of technology. If you don't educate people, they're not going to adopt that solution. But importantly, if you don't go into those communities and explain why, sometimes people can see technology coming in and have all sort of conspiracy theories around it. I remember when 5G came out, some people were saying, even I was like, really, where are they getting all these ideas from? You know, so you need to bring people along in the communities. So there's something around social and behavioral norms. It's not, just because it's a solution doesn't mean people adopt it. That's the funny thing, right? We need to ensure that we're communicating what that win-win is. Of course, there's other things like data security and the lack of investment. I'll just speak on the investment piece. While this is a challenge, I mean, we need to be advancing more PPP financing models. And there are donors there, the donor organizations, even though they may not necessarily, there are some that will fund infrastructure type projects. There are some that will fund the more technical assistance or capacity building type projects and the planning, the strategy development. I'd like to see, you know, tapping into that a little bit more.
Okay. I really like that you said there's a need to create an enabling environment, that, you know, just moving into like building digital infrastructure systems might not necessarily be the first step. We need to create like that foundational system, if I can use that word, before then building on top of it. So I have been told that we have less time than we thought. So we might need to compress our answers a little bit. So to Dr. Lekon Tobe, my question for you is, how can investments in digital infrastructure be effectively directed towards underserved rural communities in Nigeria, right? And what impact would this have on the economy?
I think most of the panels and the discussions that have been had throughout today has pointed to that. Now, if I'm going to answer you in a straightforward way, summarizing all that's been said today, you know, I'll say one, I'm not going to go to what, is it Aminu said or Mr. Bakori said. We'll come to that later because that is an advancement. But we are not yet at a point where we'll say we have sufficiency. For example, if we're going to have effective delivery of what you just answer your question properly, we need to invest in internet broadband infrastructure in rural communities. We have not gotten to that, and we're already thinking about satellite to phone directly. But what is important is that that access must be granted to rural communities. Two, we need to promote the uptake of digital services if we're going to be effective. And that is an attraction for the investor, you know, in that space. Because if the rural community are not going to adopt the use of digital services, why are you then concerned about taking the service to them? That's another. Then, of course, I think Oiza talked about capacity building in the area of building skills and promoting literacy. Digital literacy in communities, we need that. If somebody doesn't know how to use a phone, why? And there are many who don't care about that. They only use for calls or something. That is even if they use it for calls, you know. And then there is the enabling environment, enabling business environment part. Without that, every other thing fails. And that's what we are struggling with. And that points to what the government is trying to do now, that all of us are supporting with to ensure that we have the right business environment that brings in investors into the space. And the economic impact of that is just unimaginable. It can be anything, and if we have that, you will talk about things like access to information for increasing productivity, for example, access to services and products that you need, telemedicine, agricultural extension information, financial inclusion, you can name it, in logistics information and services. You can keep going. And all of these have implication for economic growth, So if we start from there and get the digital infrastructure right, plus the capacity building, then we are on the path to economic growth and sustainability nationally, because the rural area make up more than 50% of our population as it is now. And those we need to focus on, especially in regards to agricultural development and food systems transformation in Africa.
Thank you very much. Mr. Aminu Bakori, my question to you is, how can improvements in digital infrastructure drive innovation across industries in Nigeria? So maybe you can relate it to financial technology, and then also in the area of job creation.
I mean, financial services is almost the obvious example that can be given. If you look at the Nigerian landscape today, a lot of people have gotten employment, because of the advancement that we've had in financial services of recent. People are getting employed, moving from managing a small kiosk where they sell biscuits, sweets, to now providing full financial services to their own communities. So they offer deposits, withdrawals, transfers, bill payments, and what have you in their own localities. And this is happening across different locations, across the country. And we're seeing the same thing across the continent as well. Anywhere you go to where there is an advancement in financial services, you see that kind of ripple effect, where people now have more economic power to, do more because of, extra revenue they get out of those transactions they do for their own communities. In my own village, Bakori, we have zero bank. So today, for somebody in Bakori, for example, to have access to financial services, proper traditional financial services, they will have to travel from Bakori to Futua, or from Bakori to Danja for them to have access to a bank. But then with the introduction of, POS, terminals, mobile phones where people are able to make transfers directly from their own phones without necessarily using a terminal, I mean, there is a lot that these people now offer. There's no longer any need for a person who is in Bakori to go to Funtua or to, Danja for them to have access to financial services. They could easily do it, with their neighbor or with the next street. It's great, if I can put it that way.
Okay. And it also, speaks to banking the unbanked, right? How we're able to get as many people as possible to, have bank accounts, use financial services, be able to transfer money to family members outside their immediate communities, yeah.
Yes. Even though I have a little bit of sentiment because I'm in the financial sector, so I know a lot of things that is happening. All of us in financial services say we are doing financial inclusion. But in reality, we are doing banking the already banked. Oh. That's what we are doing. And the reason why we have this is because there is one key infrastructure that is needed for you to provide financial services to those that are at the lower end of the spectrum. And we got to find out about this, after looking deep into the problem. I was in Congo, and that's the DRC. And one thing I found out was that aside from the international passport, which people only do when they are traveling outside of a country, I mean, if I ask the audience right now, how many have international passports? Or what was the reason why they had an international passport? it will typically be because I was traveling out of the country. If you were not, then you will never think about doing an international passport. So aside from an international passport, the only other form of identity in DRC was the voter's card. And it changes every 4 years. So for every election cycle, they change their ID card. So imagine me as a financial service provider now depending on a 4-year cycle to verify every single customer that I have. It's almost impossible. And one key question I asked then when I learned about that to somebody who I wouldn't call the bank, but I asked the regulations officer and said, okay, you have this ID. How do you verify this ID now? ID is one problem. Verifying it is also another thing. For me as a financial service provider, I need to verify that ID to be sure that you are indeed the person you say you are on that identity. He gave me a plastic and I said, if I interchange the photo of my co-founder who was sitting beside me with this photo and I say it's him, how do you know it's not him? The response I got was, why will you do that? And I was like, you have not seen Nigeria. What we have seen in the Nigerian space in terms of identity theft, and fraudulent transactions and what have you, it's a lot. And the key thing that is preventing us from, banking the unbanked is that identity. If I have a scheme that can ensure me I have access to the bio data of this person, I know who they are, I know who their parents are, I know where that person is, I could easily provide financial services to that person. I can give credit to the person. It can be an extension to Tribe Greek. I mean, if you get the CEO of Tribe Greek right now here, he will tell you one key problem they have is identity. As long as they are able to verify or know who these farmers are from their own identities, then they could easily be able to provide services to them. So that's where I have a little bit of sentiment and why I was laughing, because identity is one key problem that we have in Africa. It's a huge problem. If you go to the US, everything is tied to your SSN, like anything you want to do. There's no way you will be able to take a train or go to school or access healthcare or financial services without your social security. And you get that from birth.
Thank you very much, Mr. Aminu. I would say that's an immediate next step in terms of what systems can we put in place. One is, data identity verification, data management systems, and all of that. To Mr. Peter Abuno, can you share examples of successful digital infrastructure projects from other regions that could serve as replicable models for Nigeria?
The first answer that comes to my head is not from another region, it's NIBS. I think we have a tendency to not realize how good NIBS actually is. The fact that we can do instant transfers, we can perform account lookup functions. We're the first country in the world to do that. But we don't recognize that we are actually making these kind of advancements, right? So there's the Brazilian one, PIX. India is trying to, roll out theirs. So I would always talk about NIBS and what you are then able to do with that. The other thing I would think that comes to mind almost immediately is UPI. And UPI is like the Indian variant of NIBS, but has a couple extra things on top of it. So UPI is Universal Payment Information or something like that. Just enables, it's a payment field that enables everyone pay. Now, I guess what I would, so to answer your question directly, my first answer would always be NIBS. NIBS has done a lot of things. We should all sit there every day and thank NIBS that they exist and they do what they do first. So yes, that would be the first thing I'll talk about.
Okay, all right, thank you. At this point, I think we can open the floor to questions from the audience. Although because we are pressed for time, I think we can take just one question. So there's someone in front with his hands raised. If you can get the microphone passed to him. Yes, you. Three questions. Okay, so we have this man in front, so that's one. Do we have any other takers? If you have a question, please just raise your hand.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tony, and I just want to ask a question to Madam Oisa. The question is away from tech now, maybe development. So I was reading a report, like an article, that Singapore is struggling with a population crisis. Birth rate is very minimal, and they're replacing workforce with robots. And it literally brought my idea to the question that, so indeed, population is a factor of growth. Now, I now try to contrast it with Nigeria. We are an average of 230 to 280 million people. And I had my question is, what's the best use of population, right? Because that's a very important question. Then, well, I say sub-question to that is regarding infrastructure. So we know that population grows on a geometric progression instead of arithmetic. So hence, it scales more than the infrastructure itself. So how do we ensure that infrastructure meets the geometric progression of population? Thank you.
Very loaded question there, but it's a really good question. What's the best use of population? I think population is our biggest asset, arguably. Other people might think it's different, but I think the population of Nigeria is a huge asset. When you look at countries like China, India, they've used their population to an advantage, right? So that's why in China you can, obviously there are other things in terms of the infrastructure being in place, but everything is manufactured and it can be manufactured cheaper. In China, it can be manufactured cheaper in India. Now, I'm not saying that we should advocate for cheap labor. That's not what I'm saying. But that population is a huge asset for us. So we should use it in that way. And again, the other thing about you can have populations that the vast majority is dependent population or aged population, but that's not what we have here. The situation we have in Nigeria is that youths make up the largest part of our population. In any world, in any way you go, that is a huge asset, right? The second question, you said, is it the correlation between population growth and infrastructure, right? Something like that. You're right. Now, I think where Nigeria is achieving, is it 3.5% growth? Thereabout. And population is growing between 7 to 10% annually. So it's completely, as you said, is geometric. Now, like in the sector that I'm in, now people might accept it or not accept it, but the thing about China, at some point, they needed to curb their population. They went through very, draconian measures to do that. I'm not saying that we should do that necessarily, but there's an education, right? And I think it goes back to social, cultural norms. Sometimes in some cultures, they believe that the more children I have, they would take care of me later at the end or when I'm older and I can't. And so you do it as a bit of a lottery. I came from a family where my mother told me the story of, although it wasn't necessarily just because of population. I mean, she was I think 3 children died before she stayed, right? Some people think that you have to have, because the death rate then, or mortality, not death rate, mortality then was quite high, child mortality was quite high. So people just have plenty. I think there needs to be a paradigm shift, there needs to be a re-education, but we need to be respectful of that within norms. I think that's, and respectful of religious norms is what I'm saying, because in some cultures they think you should have as many children as you want. But so there's an education and a paradigm shift that needs to happen there. I think that's one of the ways that we can do it, because if not, you can't create infrastructure at the rate at which people are giving birth. You know what I mean? So there's an education, a campaign of some sort that I think needs to be driven. by government. I think that would be, and development partners in that space, I think that would be my answer, because I feel it's almost impossible because it's capital intensive to increase the infrastructure. It's probably more expensive to have a population that you cannot cater to. I don't know if that answers the question in a kind of, yeah.
Build on what Oiza said about population, I think population becomes a benefit to a nation when you invest in that, build the capacity, and then you see the ripple effect. Imagine that you train everyone up to university level in different fields, and what that means for the economy of that nation. That's what the likes of China and India are doing, and Singapore. They invest in the population. For example, Singapore doesn't have all the resources that Nigeria has, or have, but it is investing in what it has, its people. And that is translating into economic growth and development for that country. And that's something that we can take from. Apart from the perspective that Oiza gave here about cheap labor. Yeah, if that is the way you want to see it, that you have cheap labor, but that's a temporary measure. You can have it only thus far. After that, what next? So the best way to take advantage of a large population is invest in it, that's educate it, and then you'll see the ripple effect in your industry, in every aspect of life. Yeah, and of course it may impact the other question that you said too, because people, when they are educated, they can reason out the number of kids or the population thing, and we have seen that happen in many, like in Japan, for example.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for this session. I know we said we'll take 3 questions. However, for the sake of time, to be fair, he already asked 2. We have to end this session right now. Thank you. So I'd like to invite Mr. Uka AJ, the CEO of Thyra Greek, and Mr. Akinwade Akin today to please take pictures with the panelists and with the moderator. Thank you so much. For them.
When they are done. Wait. Okay, that's fine. Please put your hands together for him. Yes, I have. In my pocket here. For them. Put your hands together for them. Please, Mr. Akin, Mr. Uka, and Mr. Lekon, please wait behind for another picture. Mr. Akin, Mr. Uka, and Mr. Lekon. Just one more picture. Thank you so much. Please put your hands together for our moderator and the speakers. That was a very insightful panel session. Please put your hands together for them. Put your hands together for them. All right. We have come to the end of the event, actually. We just want to announce the awards, and do some small networking. So let's just give us 5-10 minutes and we'll be done. We'll be out of your hair. Please put your hands together for them again. All right, so please put your hands together for yourselves. Thank you so much. We started this event by 8 a.m. and you guys are here till past 5. Please put your hands together for yourself. We're done with everything. There was panel sessions. There was fireside chats. We had a pitching session. Please put your hands together for every single one. You guys, if you enjoyed the food today, please raise up your hands. Let me see. Put your hands together for the organizers. This is the first tech event that they fed me twice. Put your hands together. How many tech events do you go for that they give you 3 square meal?
And there's still cocktail.
There's still cocktail, though. Please. You guys have to give them some accolades. All right, so.
All right. So we had a very interesting session, and now we're about to call out every single participant in the Tech Accelerator program. Please come out with your teams. Trade Connect, please come out. Waste Flip, please come out. And Event Mate, please come out so that we can identify who is going home with 1 million naira today. Please put your hands together as they come out. Please make it quick. Come out with your team to the front. Thank you so much. All right, while they're coming out, please, we need to do the second raffle draw. So Cross Bank, please make that little basket available. Everyone else, please say your prayers, that your name is picked or that your number is picked. All right, so Cross Bank, please come forward with the raffle draw names, rather numbers. And every single participant in the tap, please come forward as well.
Please, Team Trade Connect, Event Mate, and
Waste Flip,
please come to the front
please make
now.
your way to the front.
Please, the people that pitched, please come to the front. Also, just special shout out to our last year's graduates. Last year, the top students that graduated are here. Please raise up your hands if you're last year's graduate. Raise up your hands. Please clap for it. Put your hands together for the last year's graduate. If you were here last year, you saw that some people pitched and now they've gone on to become developers in different companies.
Amazing.
We have some of them in OCP, at Tribe, at EduSprout, who are doing amazing things. Please put your hands together for them. They're at the back there. Put your hands together for our old tab guys.
Please, I'm still expecting to see all the participants of the Tech Accelerator program. Please come forward.
Team.
Also, Cross Bank, we're expecting the raffle draws as well. Thank you very much. Everyone else, was this worth your time? Oh, I like that. A very loud, resounding yes. Thank you so much. So please don't forget to tweet about this. Don't forget to tag Abuja Tech Converge. Take nice pictures. There's so many photo booths outside, banners and all. So please ensure that you take pictures, you post about it online. I believe you're going to do that. Yes?
Yes.
Yes?
Also.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much.
Also, please, on social media, both Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, there is Abuja Tech Converge. Please follow us so that you are kept up to date with the pictures, trends for next event. Please follow us on social media now. Maybe next year the events will start from there. So please follow us on social media and also join the communities. Please, the pitching, okay, you know what? It seems like the people that won the 1 million don't want to collect it. So I'm going to represent them. I am representing, I'll pick randomly. So I'm going to represent Team Waste Flip. So we are going to invite someone to come and give the award to me, since I am representing Team Waste Flip. The pitching team 1, 2,
okay, I can see
and
them
3.
finally. Please give them a round of applause as they're coming forward. That's Team Waste Flip. All right, please give them a round of applause.
Okay, I am now
We're
representing.
still expecting Team Event Mate, and we're also expecting Team Trade Connect. Please come out quickly. No, don't come to the stage again. Just stand. You can stand down, right? I think, yeah, that's fine.
I am representing Team Event Mate now. It seems like Waste Flip has come. Okay, we can see Trade Connect. So please, Event Mate, you are the last team on the. Are you willing to forfeit your? We can't see Event Mate up to now.
Cross Bank, please. You can also come forward with the raffle draw as well. Thank you.
All right. Please come to the front so that they can see you, please. Can we all come towards the front? Just the front here.
So you can come up now.
No, just the front. Just come to the front
okay.
there.
Just come forward right here. Yeah, that's fine actually. Right here.
All right. Please don't forget to follow Abuja Tech Converge and also post the what they call it, the hashtags. We haven't seen Team
Event Mate.
Team Event Mate.
I think separate your sales per team, right?
Team Event Mate. So let it be Team 1. Okay.
Waste Flip in the middle. Yeah, let's have it separation. Thank you.
All right.
All right, I can see Team Event Mate. Please give them a round of applause as they walk down to the stage. Please give them a round of applause. Give your hands together for them, please.
Put your hands together.
Please come this way. Thank you.
Okay. And so, Team Eventsmith, is that all your representatives? Team Eventsmith, is that all? They're on their way.
All right, they're on their way. Please, let's
be fast. Let's be fast. We don't have all
Let's make
day.
it really snappy. Thank you so much.
Team Eventsmith. Team Eventsmith.
While they're coming forward, please, Cross Bank also have the numbers ready for the last set of raffle draw. Don't forget, we also said that whoever deposits the highest amount of money is going to get 200K. And we're going to do that actually, right? All right, so please give a round of applause for Eventmate as they come forward.
Put your hands together for them. Put your hands together for them. Remember, there's also prize for the best student and the second best.
All right, thank you. Now that we're complete, we're ending this event with a bang, a lot of money, a lot of awards. So I'd like you to give a round of applause to the third team, Eventmate. Please give them a round of applause. They still have a cash prize. Don't forget 100,000 naira. Please give Eventmate.
Please.
I'm so sorry. I apologize. I made a mistake actually. The numbers were a bit. Trade Connect is actually the third team.
So coming third position is Trade Connect. Please raise up your hands, Trade Connect.
Trade Connect.
Third position is.
Now it's just
all right.
Put your hands together for them, and they win. Trade Connect wins 100,000 naira from Dr. Liko and Tovi. Please put your hands together for Dr. Liko. And they also, the judges came together. All the judges, all our speakers came together, and they donated 100,000 naira to Team Trade Connect again. Please put your hands together for our judges. They've been amazing. So now Trade Connect goes home with 200,000 naira. Put your hands together for them. Put your hands together for them. Everybody put your hands together for Dr. Lekon and our judges. They've been amazing. Thank you so much. All right.
All right, Shola, let's make the second announcement.
And so, I think we just go for the winner. I'll just announce the winner. So Team 1 and Team 2, can you come up, please? You guys should come up.
Please.
Thank you very much, Team 3. Just hold on for your prize. Team 1 and Team 2, come up.
Please come up. Thank you.
Team Eventsmate and Team Waste Flip. There's one last giveaway. Anybody that can guess the winner will get the last giveaway from us.
People are raising their hands.
I think Mr. Stevie wants to get.
How many can you see?
Who wants to guess the winner? I just want one person. If you can guess it, you get a giveaway from me. Who wants?
Not you.
No, you.
Not you.
The first person to come to the front here and guess it. Hey! Put your hands together for him. Put your hands together for him. All right.
All right, please let's guess the winner.
All right, I guess it's going to be waste management, guys.
Put your hands together for the. Put your hands together for him. Wait, just wait.
What's the name of their team?
Wait. Wait, hold on.
Okay, no more people.
What instruction brought you people here? I don't know why people are here. Why are you people here? All right, what's your guess? Who do you think is the winner?
Team West Flip.
Who do you think is the winner? Waste Flip. So 3 people say Team Waste Flip, 1 person says Team Eventsmith. All right. Thank you so much. It's a honorable handshake. Honorable handshake from Shola. Please put your hands together for them. Put your hands together for them.
Put your hands together for Team Waste.
Put your hands together for Team Waste. And to present the awards for the first position, we are calling Mrs. Halima Madi.
And when I fall down,
proudly sponsored by OCP.
And when I fall down,
Mrs. Jamila Madi from the Investment Fund Manager of Mercy Corps International. Please your hands together for her, Mrs. Jamila Madi. Put your hands together for her. Put your hands together for her.
Our winners today.
I have to pick myself up, stand up for the
Alright, please, team West Flip, please come and take pictures. West Flip. Okay, come to the video.
Stand up, stand up.
And we also invite CEO of Thrive Agric, Oka AJ, to come up too. Alright.
Champions, stand up for the champions, for the champions.
Put your hands together for her. Jamila, have you taken pictures? Have you taken pictures already?
Here we go, it's getting close. Now it's just who.
Okay, let's take Ukatsu, please. Sorry about that.
Just like that's how it is. Cause we have our strengths and weaknesses. Oh, I have vision, can't you see? I'm on the move, make way for me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions.
And the CEO of Azikin Numa, please come up to me.
For the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up. For the champions, for the champions. Stand up. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up. Here we go, it's getting close. Now it's just who wants it most.
Sorry, Team 3. Where did Team 3 go? Team Trade Connect, you still have cash prize. Team Trade Connect, please come back. Oh, Team Trade Connect don't want their money. Thank you very much, Team Trade Connect. We really appreciate your donation to the cause. So please, for the second team, Team Event Mates, please come to the front. And courtesy of the judges, Team Event Mates, in addition to the 200,000 naira sponsored by EduSprout. Sorry, EduSprout, CEO of EduSprout, please can you come forward so that we can take pictures. In addition to the 200,000 sponsored by EduSprout, you also have 50,000 naira given to you by the judges. So please put your hands together for our judges. Our judges just decided to give us like 300K like that. Please put your hands together for them, please. And to take pictures with them also, we have the CEO of Thrive Agric, also Mr. Oka AJ. And we also have Mr. Akinwale Akintunde from OCP Africa. Please put your hands together for him. Put your hands together for him. Unfortunately, they don't have check, but they want 250,000. We can just write it on the back of the check. But like, please clap for them. Please put your hands together for them.
Can count on me, so stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up.
Put your hands together for them, please. Put your hands together for them.
For the champions,
and then
champions. Stand up for the champions.
And then for Team Trade Connect, please put your hands together for Team Trade Connect. Team Trade Connect, please come here. And we invite Mr. Steven, the CEO of Cross Microfinance Bank, to come and take pictures with them. Trade Connect, please put your hands together for them. Put your hands together for them.
Here we go. It's getting close.
Please put your hands together for Mr. Steven. Put your hands together for Cross Bank. Put your hands together for everybody.
It's just life, that's how it is. Cause we have our strengths and weaknesses. Oh, I have vision, oh, can't you see? I'm on the move, make way for me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions.
All right, put your hands together for them, put your hands together for them. That's not all the awards that's going on. Remember, we have just given the best teams, second best and the third best. We also have the best performing students in this whole pitch. They said it's not the pitch, even from the classes time, all our assignments, all our projects,
till now. So she has been like the first overall first position. Oh yeah, she. She's gender neutral. But like, is a she. And the second position, second best, that's second, first overall second, or second overall second. The second position, or the second best student in the whole of this pitch event is Akachukwu Ifeanyi Chukwu Samuel. Please put your hands together for him. Put your hands together for him. And we call on Samira Bello to come and present this award. We call on Mrs. Samira Bello, Head of Partnerships, Strive Agri, to present this award to you.
All right, we have one more award for the overall best student in this program. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Aisha Salami. Please celebrate Aisha Salami. All right, please let's welcome Oshone Anave to please present this award to our overall best student while we celebrate with her. Thank you so much. Please come forward to present this award.
Please put your hands together for Mr. Oshone Anave. He's the Vice President Operations, Strive Agri. Please put your hands together for him. He's there.
Give me a round of applause as he walks up to us.
And she goes home with a whooping 300,000 naira. Sorry, 270,000. I'm taking 10% tax.
And when I fall down,
300K for our winner. Please give her a round of applause.
Just imagine, someone came to learn and she got 300,000. I've never paid you to learn something. Put your hands together for the organizers. This was amazing. This was great.
I have to pick myself back.
I'd also like.
And when I fall down, I have to pick myself.
Thank you very much. Please put your hands together for Oshone.
Thank you very much.
Aisha, come back here. Aisha, come back. Aisha, come back. You just got another gift of 50,000 naira from the audience. Put your hands together. Woo! Put your hands together for them. Someone just gave Aisha 50,000. Why is nobody giving me money? Guys, have we not tried?
We've tried now.
5,000
Let's
naira.
protect our account number.
122. All right, it's fine.
All right, everyone, thank you so much. Because I would also like to add at this point that you can also join this program and be eligible for a cash prize or any of the awards next month. It's an intense training session where you get to learn a lot. You can see all they've learned. They started in March, and here they are developing their own products and doing presentations. So please, if you would like to be a part of this project, you can meet Mr. Dozier or Mr. Temi or any of the ThriveAgri staff to put you through on how exactly you can join. Thank you very much. Please continue. Give them a round of applause as they walk up to their seats.
Put your hands together.
Thank you.
I'm sure people think we've stopped sharing money, but we're not done yet. Remember, we still have the highest funder of their crossed account, and that person is going to win 200,000 naira. See how much has gone out and I've not collected money. So, put your hands together. We still have 10 people also that are still going to win 20,000 naira from Crossed. Put your hands together for Crossed. They've done amazing.
Please put your hands together for Crossed Bank. That's a lot of money they've
Put your
actually
hands
given
together
us.
for Crossed Bank. Like at the very least, they've
Crossed
done
Bank, we are still expecting your numbers for the raffle draw so that 10 lucky people will also get some money from this audience.
And also the name of the final of the funder. Also, just before we round off, we're going to have the closing remarks now. Just want to use this avenue to say thank you to every single person that worked on this event, starting from the ATC team, the committee, especially our volunteers. So we had a lot of people come and say we want to be a part of this. Some people came from Lagos just to be a part of this, and we didn't pay them. They just came to be a part of this. So we thank you so much for the efforts, the ambassadors, the volunteers. We are very grateful. We appreciate you guys. So please, if you're an ambassador or a volunteer, can you come forward so that we can all take pictures? This is the beginning of great things to come. And then we can always look at it in the next 5 years, 6 years,
and say we started something in 2024. Put your hands together for the volunteers and the ambassadors.
Put your hands together for every volunteer, for every ambassador as they come forward. This event is here and it's success because of their labor and their effort. So please give them a round of applause as they all come forward for a picture. Thank you very much. Please let's make it really quick.
Ambassadors and volunteers, please come forward so that we can take a picture. Some of them were here till like 11 p.m. last night. Some of them as early as 5, trying to arrange the place, get your food, get your place conducive. So thank you so much, everyone.
Please keep giving them a round of applause as they're coming out. Encourage them.
If you enjoy this event, you should please clap for them. They tried.
The food, the ambience, everything. We thank you. Thank you so much. Please give them a round of applause.
Thank you so much.
Please clap like you've been fed because you ate twice today and you have another one coming. So please.
Don't leave. There's still the cocktail. Oh. We still have small chops.
We still have cocktail. We still have networking. You can still get a contact today. You can still do something today. Thank you so much. There are more volunteers still hanging around. Please, if you can hear the announcement, please come forward for a picture. All the ambassadors, all the volunteers, please come forward.
We have some volunteers also from Kaduna, Uzo, Tam. Thank you so much. You will please come forward. Come up. Please put your hands together for them as they come up. All the volunteers, put your hands together for them. Cross, we are still waiting for the raffle draw winners and also the winner of the funding.
Social media, please, every team that worked on this event, please come forward for a picture. Thank you very much. Protocol, see, whatever you need to serve in, if you worked together to make this event a success,
There's some people at the back. Please, let's come forward. Let's come forward, please, if you know you worked on this event. Thank you so much.
Please make it snappy. Thank you so much.
Please make it snappy.
All right, they're running from the back. Please, let's keep clapping. Let's
run.
Come.
Come. I feel
like you first to get here.
Please put your hands together for them. Some of them were even still outside. While you enjoyed the event, they were outside making sure everything was running well. Thank you so much, everyone. Every one of them here.
Thank you.
Every one of them really did a great job. Thank you so much. Put your hands together for them, please. Put your hands together for them. Put your hands together for them. They are designers here, developers, people that made the website, people that decided to come yesterday. Thank you so much, everyone. We really appreciate your efforts. We really appreciate it. We don't take it lightly.
Please, while they're taking pictures, cross bank, please, we need those numbers. People want to win their 20K here.
Cross is playing with me.
Wow. Beautiful smiles, lovely faces, diligent hands. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please say thank you to them. Say thank you. If you learned a lot today, you should be grateful. All right, Cross Bank, we are here and we are ready for some money. God, I feel like writing my own number there now. All right, thank you. Please, we're going to welcome Mr. Kinwade to please pick the next 10 lucky winners of this raffle draw. Say your prayers, say your prayers, say your prayers.
Who wants to win? Just tell me what to pick. So I'm not going to look at it. Do I pick one by one?
So he's going to pick 10. If you can see that they've picked your number, if you think they've picked your number. All right, while we are waiting for him, I'm just about to introduce a representative from Cross Microfinance so that they can tell you more about their product and also just about the business.
All right, Good evening, everyone. So we want to tell you a few things you need to know about our app. So I believe everyone in this hall has a cross-personal app, right? If you have cross-personal app, can I see your hand up? Yeah, everybody have. That means everybody is going home with 20K, Abby. So one of the few things I want to tell you about the product is that Cross is a blend of a lifestyle and a savings app. So what it means is that we help you make smart decisions, right, on how you spend and save your money. So it means that we are like a savings assistant to you, such that while you are spending money, you can set aside a percentage of that you spend and you save it. So what we are trying to do is that we are helping you build discipline, right? And one of the things we've done is that we have every month you have 10 free transfers to your account, to any account, any bank, anywhere, right? Once you're in Nigeria, you have free transfer. And one of the good things is that our transfers are instant and fast. Also, we have a very high interest on your savings. We have up to 18% on your savings and then 25% on fixed deposit. That's our cross vote, and that's very high. We also, give you cash back. So it means that you can pay for your utility bill, and your data, airtime, TV subscriptions on the app. Also, there's another feature we've built called Cross Deals Hub, right? So what this product feature does is that it helps you get discounts on some of the products, some products with product and offers that we've uploaded on the app. And one of the deals we have on the Deals Hub is a movie, the 3-in-1 movie premiering this month. So you can go there, you get 20% discount on the movie. We also, some of you must have gotten your debit card. If you have your debit card, can I see your hand up? Oh, beautiful. So that's one of the good things we are. And there are more and more features coming up on the app. Keep using Cross app. And again, when I say cross, when I say cross, you say trust. Cross. So we are licensed by CBN. It means that you are safe, right? And our deposit, every money you have in Cross Microfinance Bank is insured by NDIC. And also, for some of you that have come up and say, I'm putting my BVN in the app, don't be afraid, right? We have a PCI DSS certification. We also have Nigerian Data Protection Commission. We have their certification. It means that all your data is safe and secured with us. And let me also let you know that Cross will never call you for anything OTP, for your password, for your details. So please, if anyone call you, please don't take the number. The only available number we have is the number showing on the screen, 081-6375-1322 or 091-6255-190. Or you can just send email to support@crossmfb.com. Please don't allow anybody to take advantage of your hard-earned money. Also, you can also check our website at www.crossmfb.com. So we're going to announce the 10 people, and then that will be going home with 20K. If you know you want to go home with 20K, when I say cross, you say trust. Cross. So,
yes. Thank you very much. All right. So who's ready to win some money? All right, so I'm going to call out the numbers, and I would like the projection team to please help me project the numbers on the screen so we can make it very fast. Please keep your eyes wide open. Once you see a number, please make your way to the front, and then we will get you to the back altogether to verify your numbers, right? Also, I would like the Cross team to please have a representative too. Okay. All right. So immediately after this, we'll have the presentation for the 200,000 naira. The first number I have here with me is number 31. Please, let's see the phone number for number 31 on the screen. Number 31. Shala? All right. Number 31, that's 081-408-10798. Please make it bigger. Make it bigger. Let's see. That's 31. 081-408-10798. If that's your phone number, can I see you signify? He left. I think I'll have this 20K. He or she left. Okay. Number 66. Please show us number 66, please. Number 66. All right, that's 080-391-98830. If that's your number, please make your way to the front.
The last one. 081 61722995. Ah, this guy. You don't rush out. Sharp, sharp. Okay. The next one.
Number 46. All right, number 46. 081-399-56041. 081-399-56041. If that's your number, let me see you, please. These people are not here again. Let me say it. Okay. Number 15. Number 15. All right, number 15. 081-3569-2777. 081-3569-2777. If that's your number, wow, please give me a round of applause. Thank you. Please come forward. We have number 64. Number 64. Number 64, 070-573-15301. 070-573-15301. Yay, all right, please give me a round of applause. This said there are lots of men now. Shala, what did you do? No, here, this way. Thank you. Number 45. Number 45. Some people are already rejoicing in advance. Number 45, 081-66-176-141. All right, please give her a round of applause as she comes forward. 070-486-83-074. Anyone in the house with that number? Your number will be verified. Yes, please clap for her. She makes her way to the front. Thank you very much. Please clap for her. We have number 61. Number 61. Number 61, 090-385-85075. Wow, some people are really happy. Energy I want, that's the energy that I need.
That means your 20K is not going to be sweet. See how many people?
For like 5K or 2K. There are like 10 that screamed there. Please, if you short it for her, collect your share. Finally, we have number 12. Please project number 12. Number 12, 090-7922-3656. 090-7922-3656. Not around. All right, thank you very much. Let me hand over to Shola to continue in this event.
I was asking for the the one that is not around. I have 60,000 naira now. Oh, is it my fault that they're not around? Did I tell them to go?
We have 5 people here.
Okay.
5.
I don't like why people judging me. I'm taking it on. Like, I don't understand. This is 40,000 on their behalf. I promise I will give it to them. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Cross Bank, for everything. This has been an amazing event. And for the final award of the night, we said somebody that funds Cross Bank with the highest money. So literally the richest person here in these 4 corners of this hall is okay.
By the end of the night, enter my confession. I want to flex my love. I want to impress it. And I want to carry my love away.
All right. So just before we get there, we have some more raffle draw winners. They've collected the money from me, sadly. So I'm going to call it with so much grump. The next winner is number 34. Please show number 34. Sadly. Please put your hands together for number 34. Please put your hands together for number 34. 09137106079. Something happened in that side. I don't know. Why are they always shouting? How many people have won day? 40,000 naira. Their money is getting plenty, small. It's like 4K per person. All right, so we also have number 7. 07088387315. 07088387315. Hey, I'm a photographer. Put your hands together for him. Who is now going to take your picture now?
So tell me if you did down.
Number 5. Number 5. 08169730606. 08169730606. Put your hands together for him. He has been so expectant. And he actually came early. So next time, like she said, we are going to prioritize the people that came early. Maybe we'll have a special raffle for them. And then people that came late, you guys will have a special raffle. So we'll do this raffle draw early. You win 20K. Then as you are coming, we're removing 5,000. So that by the evening, you get like 5,000. Put your hands together for Cross Bank, please. The last 2 numbers, we have... Guys. I don't like this event. Everybody is getting money minus me. And it's so painful. Courtesy of the CEO of Trival Greek, there is an extra 5 people that will win 20,000 naira. Put your hands together. How much have they given in this event now? It's so annoying. And I've not seen a lot. Please put your hands together for him. The next number is number 26. Number 26. 08167158848. 08167158848. Please put your hands together for him. Put your hands together for him. And we have number 62. Number 62 is 08109552291. 08109552291. Please put your hands together for. Put your hands together for her. Put your hands together for her. Please put your hands together for her. All right. We also have number 2. Number 2, the second person that 081-4254-9753. 081-4254-9753. Put your hands together for him. Put your hands together for him. At this point, if you don't get money, it's bad luck. There are like 30 people that they shared money to. Number 35. We have 090-7937-9377. 7937-9377. Where is the person? Is this you? Number 35? I'm standing for her. I laugh in Chinese. Me too, I'm standing for her. Number 14. How did you even know her number, Seth? 080-6756-6448. 080-6756-6448. Why is this side always ready? Put your hands together for him, please. And second to the last person, number 21. 070-3846-3157. Put your hands together for him. 07, look at him here. Put your hands together for him. Put your hands together for him. And then we have number 56. Number 56. 070-8490-8888. 8490-8888. Please put your hands together for her. Put your hands together for her. Look at her there. Please put your hands together for everyone. How many people did we give now? How many people did we give now? 25 people. So a total. How many people did we give? A total of 25,000. A total of 25 people won 20,000 naira each. That's a total of 500,000. Please put your hands together for Cross Bank. They just randomly shared 500,000 like that. Can never be me. Put your hands together for Cross Bank. They are better people. He's a better man than me. Mr. Steven is a better man than me. And let's welcome Mr. Steven, the MD of Cross Bank. Please put your hands together for the MD of Cross Bank. He has so much money. If you don't clap for him, how will he? That's why you didn't call. That's why you're not part of these people. Because you didn't clap. Put your hands together for him now.
Thank you so much, Shola. One person.
Do one more. Yes, I can identify one person that came in.
Okay. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Why are some people dancing? Thank you so much for staying this long. We appreciate your presence. Thank you for everything you've done. I want to appeal that your partnership with Cross will not just end here. Please, as you go home, use the app, use our bank, make payment with our bank, interact with us, ask for loans. We give loans at flexible and very good interest rates. Any issue you have at all, you can reach out to our support team, just like Divine has said. Please, we are here to change the landscape of banking in Nigeria and Africa at large. Sorry for taking too much of your time. My job basically is to announce the richest person here this evening. For security reasons, we will not announce the amount that was deposited, but we'll announce the winner. We didn't want to announce the winner before, just announce the amount and the last 4 digits, but we've changed our mind. We'll call on the person, and just clap for the person when we call the person. So there should be a special gift for those who came early. I was here as early as 7 a.m., and I met some people here. I can see their faces. I don't know. I know one particular lady that I met here as early as 7 a.m. Her name is Happiness. I took her number. So Cross will reach out to you, and any other person, but that's the only person I know right now. Okay. We'll reach out to you, and just wave. Okay. We'll reach out to you and give you your gift. It's 20K anyway. So the highest depositor that opened account today, I think the MC should, where's the MC? I have the name here. We've cancelled the name before, but I'm going to reveal the name, but we'll not mention the amount so that we don't hear these stories. That person is a lady. I think she's a Muslim, from the name I'm saying. Other people are already going, Abi. Who will make the announcement? I don't know. Maybe, please, can you join me on stage? Okay. Okay, that person, her name is Abubakar Miriam.
They said for security reasons, you came and shouted.
So she can come out, but we'll not mention the amount because it's actually not much, so that we don't kidnap her.
Please put your hands together for her. Abubakar Miriam, put your hands together for her. Samira said it's cheating. Samira, please, how is it cheating? It's cheating. I agree with Samira, it's cheating.
Shawty want $1 million. Say make a wire. Told me to wanna cover.
So all the boys here, she's richer than all of us.
He said all our friends, leave me la vida loca. From you, me, my lover.
Please put your hands together for her. She wins. She goes home with 200,000 naira. Also, the money she deposited is her money. She don't buy anything. It is her money in her account, and she has all rights to it. Please put your hands together for Mr. Steven. It has been amazing. Thank you so much, Mr. Steven. Put your hands together for the richest woman in this Abuja Tech Converge. And for the final act of the day, we invite Mr. Oshone Anave for the closing message, and then we can all network. Thank you very much. Mr. Oshone, please come and give us. Let's wait for him now. Let's not go yet. Please put your hands together for Mr. Oshone as we close. Put your hands together for Mr. Oshone Anave. He's the VP Operations of Thrive Agric. Please put your hands together for him. There's also going to be a networking event after. You can meet every of the speakers, everybody here. You can talk to them. Put your hands together. Put your hands together for yourself. Put your hands together for everyone. Thank you so much for coming.
We'd like to thank, on behalf of Thrive Agric and the entire team, we'd like to thank OCP as the headline sponsors. We'd like to thank HEFA. We'd like to thank all our partners and everyone, on the exhibition stand. Everybody that came, took their time since morning to be here. All the supporting and organizing team of the Converge. We'd like to thank you so much for coming, for all the effort. We're looking forward to maybe a bigger, even better one next year. All the best and have a good evening. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Thank you to everyone for staying to the very end. We have come to the end of Abuja Tech Converge 2022-24. Please don't forget to tweet about it, hashtag Abuja Tech Converge or hashtag ATC 2024. My name is Jessica Onotu, and this is
Shola Daniel.
And we have been your host for today. See you next year.
Thank you so much. Put your hands together for yourself. We can all come forward and take pictures if you want to be part of the pictures. Please come forward and take pictures if you want to be part of the pictures. Put your hands together. You can network. Please talk to everyone. Come take pictures with us at the front.
I don't wanna be a player no more. Yeah, I don't wanna be a player no more. Call me Cristiano, Mr. Ronaldo, I'm on Nintendo.
Please feel free to take pictures. Take pictures of what you're doing. Take pictures of the events. Tweet the event. Follow us. Join communities. Go meet EduSprout, meet staff, meet Cross, meet Midway. Also, if you're a developer, I'm sure your eyes are paining you from using your laptop. There's eyeglasses there. They're very thoughtful. can go get eyeglasses at the back there. In case we have every type of glasses. There is the shades, there is medicated, different frames. So just go to the back there and pick your glasses. The cross account, you still can go and create. Bello, please come to the front. Samira Bello, your attention is needed at the front. Oh baby, you gon' kill me somebody. Samira Bello. Say love is blind, but I don't see ever. Samira.